Okay, so chroming with dip on top of itself. First, we get our foundation or your base coat gel. I'm using gel. You can use regular liquids for this step, but you can't to chrome. You have to use gel to chrome from what I've seen. So I'm going to do my dip in the thickness that I want. Cure that for a second. Excuse me. These tips are really, or these swatches are really big, so they're kind of a big area to be chroming on. But okay, so I cured that. Now I'm going to brush it off and do one more coat for thickness, because you would want to do this on your nails too. You don't want just one dip, because then your nails aren't very thick. And that would lead to cracking and all that good stuff. Anyway, so second dip, I'm just gonna kind of get that on there. And if this was my finger, I would do the same thing. I would hold it in there and I would kind of move that around a little bit. Cure that. And then I'm going to get a makeup. I get these at Dollar Tree. These are really handy for chroming because once you use them, you really can't use them on a different color unless you want contamination. So I like those because they're super cheap. So now I'm going to do one more base coat. But if you were using regular liquids at this point, you would just activate it and got a glitter in there. Buff it. So I don't really even need to buff this. If it was my nail, I would get that little corner right there, but there's no bumps. So I'm going to cure that. Then comes the fun part. Going to get my top coat. Any gel top coat will work. And we're just waiting for that to cure. I love chrome. I don't do it as much as I want to, but so that's cured. It's sticky, so if you're using gel, it's going to be sticky. So if you need to buff or anything, you need to wipe it off with alcohol first. But I'm not going to because it's a swatch. You know, lazy. So now get your top coat on nice and thin, nice and even. And for it to self-level, you want to let it rest for a second. You can hold your hand upside down, but just let it rest for a second. That way there's no lines from the brush or anything, because any imperfections are going to show up on your chrome. So now I'm going to stick this in the light for 10 seconds. Because you don't want it fully cured. You want it a little bit sticky, but the base coat won't work. So, and then you're going to take your powder with your little brush and you're going to rub it. And the secret of chroming is you don't want to just rub it like for a second, because then you're going to get all these little splotches. You want to rub it until this little film, you'll feel it, until this film comes off and all your chrome has soaked in. So if I stop now, I would have all these horrible imperfections. I can't do that. So I keep going until you see that film coming off of there. And obviously my real nails are a lot smaller than this. This is like my thumbnail on crack. It's going to be a lot easier on a smaller nail. So I'm going to keep rubbing. So I have a little divot right there, but that's okay because it's just a swatch. So now that I get that all good and done, all that layer came off. That's all beautiful. I'm going to cure it the rest of the way, like for 20 more seconds. And then I will top coat it. And I use gel top coat also, which is what I just used. So top coat is for chroming. Base coat is for your base dip. So now this is done. I'm going to, whoops, I got a lot. So new bottle. Get that all around. And no, I'm not this sloppy on my nails, obviously. And let it do its thing. Get your cuticles nice. Let it kind of level itself out and then cure it. Whoop. And almost spilled all my silver lining. That's what I used. The silver is so beautiful and it's so sparkly. Okay. Okay, we're cooked. So this is chromed. But see those little imperfections? It's because I didn't let my liquid level out. So if this was my nail, I would have buffed it a little bit and then chromed it. But see how ginormous this is? But it looks really beautiful. Super shiny. There you go. Thank you. Bye.